I'm a little bit worried that we gagged you, because you understood it better. I'm 32, and it's like people in my road were older than me, and they didn't understand it. When I had questions, I came here and asked you, and you understood it. Whereas when there's people in my road that live like in the 50s, 60s, and they didn't understand it, you understand it better. So technically, we've gagged someone that understood what was happening.
And also, I think that's completely fair. You get people who are in the 60s and don't understand it, and you get people who are 16 and don't understand it. So surely something wrong in education there. Surely there's a missing part of education there.
Absolutely.
Because I've just come out of school. Jack is still in school. You've got some university students here. Has anyone ever had a politics lesson to say that this is the Labour Party, this is what they're about, this is the Conservative Party?
Well, it was part of basic education in Slovakia to study politics, philosophy, psychology and everything else. We were well informed already about what is what are the consequences. Don't take it on as a light method, because it's not. Because it does really ruin your life.
So
we were told this when we were 15, 16. We did understand, we did have tests from this, we passed. So I agree with that. 16
Sounds more like they prepare you in really focus on preparing you properly in Slovakia, where in our country it seems to be more about getting us through exams just so the schools look good.
The thing is, I noticed that educational system in UK and Europe is very, very different. Very different. For me, what is basic knowledge in here is not, when it comes to history, when it comes to geography, when it comes to relationships between nations, it's not, at least from what I've seen, it's not such a big thing. It's probably because you're isolated. You don't necessarily come into contact with other nations, and you don't necessarily need to react to them because you don't have anyone behind the borders, maybe trying to attack you, maybe trying to, I don't know what. But I think there should be a good.
What I'll say, this is my own personal experience. I've never ever learned when I went to school about politics. When I was like young, I mean, living in Liverpool, like people tend to support Labour. Oh, we don't like the Tories. Oh, we don't like that, and things like that. So people think Labour good, Tories bad. But if you go to another city, it's the complete opposite. Now, with me, you know, like, ashamedly, I probably follow the in crowd. Yeah, we don't like the Tories or whatever. But when I learned about how I actually learned about politics a little bit, when I went to college, and we did a course about social care, and a bit of it was about politics. What's the NHS? What's this and all that? The difference between what is a left-wing politic, what's left-wing, what is right-wing, and then I thought, oh, okay, I understand that bit. Oh yes, I understand that bit. And then I identified that I'm actually one of them. So you know, if I didn't actually do that course within my social care, you know, I wouldn't have known about politics. So therefore, maybe I'd still be ignorant today.
If I can ask Dave, you're the oldest one here. Do you believe that when you were like 16, 17, that you were any better prepared for politics than what likes of
I wouldn't say necessarily politics and stuff like that, because my kind of education was very basic. It was a comprehensive school, kind of boys' school. So it was very, very basic. Probably a lot more basic than what you can see now.
I see.
But it was basic. It was history, geography, English, just the basic stuff like that. But I'd say from the point of view, from when I left school at 16, and it was probably it's a generation thing. But when you left school at 16, you really had to just get a job and contribute to the house and stuff like that. And you really had to grow up almost immediately. I'm not kind of growing up, but when I was 16 and a half, I went to Brighton. I went away from home just to get away from unemployment in the 80s. In the 70s.
So how did you learn about?
I learned about life by experience really. So I left home when I was 16 and a half. I went to Brighton. I worked away. I met a lot of different people actually. I met, especially a place like Brighton. It's very cosmopolitan there. There's a lot of English obviously, but there's a lot of Italians, French, Germans, lots of, because they do lots of English classes there. And that was it was a big eye-opener really, because it just opened the world. So I think a lot of my actual knowledge of the world, it starts from when I was 16 and a half.
Yeah.
Really, because I had to grow up almost overnight.
Nice. Wow.
So a follow-up question to that. So we all agree that it should be educated, maybe formally in the curriculum, or even informally, maybe in workshops, or in youth groups and peers groups like us. So the follow-up question is, it gets brought down to 16, and you'll get 14 and 15-year-olds saying, I'm mature, I want the vote. How low, what is the age that you go, okay, you've got the level of maturity is too high for you to make that decision?
I believe.
And when do you introduce the education about politics? Is it a GCSE level, 15, 16? Is it lower? Or will you start to read and write, and as soon as after that you'll start to learn about politics?
Wow.
What do you think?
I think for me, I think in terms of learning, like, then when 16 is available to vote, and then maybe 14. I think that age, 14, 15, I think that's a really, really good time to be well informed
I believe.
about for anything within life.
Think about 16,
But by the time you're 16,
yeah.
although you may not have like the experience of like an older generation, because like the older generation have lived life, at least you'd be more informed, and so therefore you could say like, this is what a future that I would love to live in or see happen.
So what's the difference between a 15 and 16-year-old?
I think
Where you are in this school year,
I think that when you're 16, you start to make really serious life choices about what you want to be as a job, or the kind of person that you want to be, and then that should be the kind of age when then actually technically you're an adult. You're not a kid anymore by the law. When you get to 16, you're in that in between age of being not yet 18, but you're not a child either.
I agree.